Hi, my name is Colin Smith and I'd like to welcome you and get the opportunity to tell you about a very exciting product called Licentia. It's a total health care for your joint. We're very proud of it because we've taken in the health of your bone, the health of the connective tissue, which is super important for supporting your joint. We've also taken in the lubrication of the joint. In most cases, when people come to me with problems with their joints have dried out, they're dehydrated, not just of water, but also of the important fluid that cushions the actual joint. We've looked at the bone health as well. So again, it's a great holistic view of the health of your joint. When we support the joint properly, the joint will stay healthy. In a lot of cases with degeneration of joints, it's where the joint is not being supported properly. I suppose in the 28 years that I've worked as a holistic therapist and looking at people from having pains and aches to their joints to having injuries to joints and even having more serious complaints like rheumatoid arthritis, gouty arthritis, osteoarthritis, and even in looking at osteopenia, osteoporosis. One of the big things is that people don't have enough fluid or water in their joints. So when you think of it logically with the bone is about 27 to 30% water. So if that goes down to maybe the levels of 12 or 13%, it means that old tissue can't be taken out of the bone and minerals and nutrition can't get into the bone because there isn't a flow of water or liquid to transport good nutrition in and old tissue out. So the bone takes longer to regrow and regenerate itself. And again, this is where we run into a lot of problems with osteopenia, soft bones, and even going to the osteoporosis, which is much more common now than it was even years ago. With the product, we've developed it in that there's 3 stages to the product. The first is to detox anti-inflammatory and to detox the joint. So any toxins around the joint that we are able to flush them out. It's a very important reason for getting rid of toxins out of the joint, and that is if you even give the person the best diet, the best nutrition, if there's a lot of toxins around the joint, the likes of active ingredients like glucosamine, chondroitin, even collagen can't get into the joint where it's meant to be. It won't absorb properly if there's too much toxins around the joint. Also with the toxins, in my profession, I was lucky I was able to work into joints, whether they're elbows, whether it was the wrist, whether it was the knees, the weight-bearing joints like the knees, the ankles, the hips. And what I would find is that there was many different types of toxins in around the joints. These toxins, calcification, inorganic waste, again what can cause osteoarthritis, a lot of wear and tear on the actual bone and the cartilage, and even can destroy the cartilage. Also then you have different types of toxins, acid-based. Again, acid-based toxins are more painful. They cause a lot of swelling around the tendon, around the muscle. So it means when the tendon swells, these toxins, if they crystallize and go like sharp pieces of glass, they rub against the tendon and it causes it to swell. That will pull the muscle tighter, and now the joint is sitting on itself too much. And this is where we get wear and tear on the bone, and more importantly, wear and tear on the cartilage. So again, it will eventually damage the cartilage, cause it to tear, or even totally destroy it where you've got bone sitting on bone. So the first part of the product is to detox it, get rid of those inorganic waste, calcification, the likes of MS will break down calcium deposits. And again, just to remind you, these calcium deposits are not a good form of calcium. It's not what the bone uses, it's not what your teeth use, it's not what your nerves use. They are an inorganic form of calcium. So again, this means that they come directly from rock, mostly calcium carbonate. So one of the ingredients, MS, in the product will help to dissolve these heavy minerals being broken down. With the toxins, we have herb extracts, and their job really is to get rid of these acid toxins. I always think of them, and even when I explain it to people that come to me, I regard them as deadly acid toxins because they create so much misery, stiffness, pain in joints, that really I put them in that context to get people to understand how dangerous they are to the health of your joint. They affect many other areas of the body. So to detoxify the joint is so important because now we have the best opportunity to allow the active ingredients that help to build cartilage, to help to build the fluid around the joints, synovial fluid, maybe mostly coming from our hyaluronic acid that's in the product as well. And this really cushions the joints. Well, also the minerals like the calcium, the magnesium that we use, and the other vitamins and minerals, so that they can be absorbed properly into the bone, into the cartilage, into the ligament, into the tendons. So overall, when everything is in its place, the joint then is getting its proper support. Again, when we look at many different problems like carpal tunnel syndrome, they have all lovely names, by the way, carpal tunnel syndrome, when we look at tennis elbow, frozen shoulder, and then we go into the world of injuries, into the world of osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, many different forms of arthritis. It has such an effect on the actual joints. But when we get rid of these, it means that the proper nutrition can rejuvenate, put the flexibility back into the joints, reduce pain, and allow people to have good quality of life. When we look at rheumatoid arthritis, we can see I would have 7-year-olds have come to me in the past with juvenile arthritis. So it just doesn't affect elderly people. It's not just affecting people with arthritis, but even we see over the last 30 years, juvenile arthritis has really increased. And it's mainly down to diet, it's mainly down to the soft drinks, acid-forming foods, and eventually causing acid toxins in the joints. So even at a very early age, joints can start to become stiff and not have the proper flexibility or mobility. And as we get older, of course, we lose the likes of collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin out of the joints, which really need to be replaced. So it means that even into our sort of our 80s, our joints have the opportunity, once we feed them right, to be mobile, to be flexible, and to be healthy, and really important, to be free out of pain. So this product is a holistic approach to joint care. Up to this, when people would come to me, I would have to recommend maybe 5 to 7 different products. And now it's exciting that all of that is in one sachet. It's going to be completely in the product. So people just have to take one product now to get a constant health for their actual joints. So it's there as prevention, it's there to rejuvenate, and it's there to repair the joints. When the joints are actually healthy, it means that everything is being supported properly in the body. So we put less pressure on our spine, our vertebrae, our discs, which is really important. Another aspect of joints, and when we're talking about the spine, is compression. Really, this is where a lot of wear and tear happens on the discs in our spine, as well as the cartilage in our body. So when we support with, say, like the rector spinae along the spine, it runs literally from the base of your skull right down to your sacrum. And when we support that properly, that muscle then supports the spine, which means the spine is long. But if that muscle tightens, it's where we get compression. And compression is where the vertebrae are sitting on the discs too much. When we look at a disc, it's like an onion. It's got layers, and in the center it has a nucleus, a liquid. And to keep this healthy, the spine needs to be stretched. It needs to be in its proper place. But if you've got compression, it means that the vertebrae are sitting on the discs too much, and it means that, again, old tissue can't get out and good nutrition can't get in, and the little layers eventually start to break down. And in very severe cases, it breaks down to the degree that the nucleus leaks out into the side of the spine. So with the ingredients that we have, the collagen, the glucosamine, the chondroitin, the MSM, and the hyaluronic acid, it's all there to support every part of your connective tissue. This product will really take off because of word of mouth, because it will get results with people. I'm excited to see the results we'll get with people. And again, not in months, but in a matter of even 6 weeks, people will see a difference in their flexibility in their joints. Thank you for your time. And again, any more questions, you can go to solustra.global. Thank you.